What's good, everybody? It's Trends by Cartier, and I'm just doing this section of the video so that I can let you guys know what's going on with the fundraiser that I have going on. So right now, I'm trying to raise $18,500. Right now, I am at the $230 mark, and the reason why I'm doing this fundraiser is because I'm trying to raise money to open my own shop, which in the future will develop into a barber school. But as of right now, I'm trying to start an after school program for the youth in my community, in the city that I'm from, that can actually, give access to kids who are interested in being barbers or whatever the case may be. I am doing like private one-on-one instruction too. I am a barber instructor, so I'm trying to, get the ball rolling and get some experience before I actually open a barber school. So I'm just informing y'all, and if y'all want to give to this particular fundraiser, you can. The link will be in the description. You can also follow me on Instagram at Trims by Cartier. And you can also look me up on Facebook, which is Trims by Cartier as well. And if you guys want to give through those platforms, you can as well. You can give through the Cash App. It'll be $Trims by Cartier if you would like to give through Cash App. I'm accepting anything that I can accept, you know what I'm saying? Any wisdom, knowledge, monetary, any equipment, anything like that. You could look in the description for that particular information to reach out to me or whatever, so that we could discuss some things if you have anything that you would like to contribute to the program, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for, supporting the channel or whatever. And if you will support this, this fundraiser that I have going on, if you guys would like to, I appreciate it. I'm not tripping on who's giving and who's not giving. I'm not going to complain about it or anything like that, but this is just me trying to give back to my community in any way, shape, or form that I can. So I appreciate you guys for taking the time out to even, watching the video or whatever the case may be. And you guys take it easy. And remember, let's get to work. Alright, what up everybody, it's Trends by Cartier, and today we're going to be doing a mid-low fade. Some people call this a drop fade, and the reason why it's called a drop fade is because it drops below the occipital bone in the back of the head. If you guys are unfamiliar with the occipital bone, it is that little part in the back of the head where there's like this little curve that goes up, and the occipital bone is like right in between that curve. So to start out, what I'm doing is prepping my area, getting anything out of the way that's gonna prevent me from being proficient by pinning the hair up. As you can see, my client has braids or whatnot, so I have to pin that hair up so that I don't cut it and so that it's not in my line of vision. So next, I'm gonna comb the hair, get my area prepped so that my clippers can move through the hair a lot smoother. I can see what the client has going on the scalp and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we're just gonna get straight to it. So now I'm starting my line of demarcation with my trimmer. I normally wouldn't do this if I were, starting out or a beginner. I would normally use my clipper closed to start my line of demarcation. And the reason why I would do that is because it will help me to get the line out a lot easier. Using your trimmer to get the line out is a little bit more difficult. I would suggest you do that when you become more advanced, or if you, want to take the chance to learn, you could actually use your trimmers or whatever to start your line of demarcation. But as for right now, in this particular video, I'm going to start with my trimmers. So now that I have my line of demarcation started, what I'm going to do is start trimming the hair down, cutting it to the desired length, which is a 1 close. And the reason why I'm doing this this particular way is because this is what the client desired, and so that I can move a lot faster, I'm going to go ahead and cut the hair down and get it to that desired length. This right here, this particular process that I'm doing is making sure that I'm getting the hair out of the way, the braids or whatever, so that I don't cut any of the hair that is in the braids, and I'm just trying to get the hair cut down to the desired length as much as possible. So now I'm going to start my fading process. So here I have my clipper open, and I'm going to start my next guideline, and I'm going to go all the way around the head. In this particular process, what I do is, once I go around the head with the clipper open, I'm gonna go down notch by notch to start fading that faint line at the bottom that I started with when I made my first line of demarcation with the trimmer. So I'm gonna try to fade this line out as best as I can, and I'm gonna make several passes in these areas because I'm the type of barber, I don't want to, come back into the fade once I'm done unless I absolutely have to. And this particular thing will actually help you to save more time. And when you're trying to save more time, you can actually, get more clients in. So I'm starting this fade process. I'm going all the way around, and I'm trying to be as proficient as possible. You know what I'm saying? Certain areas I am using the full blade, and others I am only using the corners to get those spots that I see that are dark in certain areas. And like I said, I'm making it a point to go over these areas multiple times so that I won't have to do as much later on. Alright, so now I have my one guard on, closed, and I'm going to make my next guideline. I know a lot of barbers use the clipper open to start the next guideline, but the reason why I do it with the clipper closed is because this is something that works for me, and I can actually move a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? Because I am going to come behind this with a half guard or whatever. So I'm making sure with the one guard closed that I'm making a neat line, and that I am being very meticulous with being organized and giving the haircut that shape that the client desires or whatever, making sure that you can actually see the drop in the fade. So now I have my half guard on, and I have it halfway open. And what I'm doing is I'm going a little bit above the line. I'm not going too far up because I don't want to drive the fade up, but I'm going a little bit past the line that I created to smoothen the line out. And then I'm going to close the clipper and use my corners to get the rest of the line out. This particular process works for me. I seen somebody else use it, so I decided to use it, and it worked for me, and it helped me to move a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? So I used to do haircuts in like 45 minutes to an hour, but now I've gotten to a place where I can actually do a fade within 10 minutes because of this particular process. So if you would like to, try this process, it is fairly easy and it can get the job done. So next, I'm using the one guard open, and I'm going up in this area where I went with the one guard closed with the grain. Now with the one guard open, it should fade smoothly into the one guard with the grain. I'm making sure that I'm getting those dark areas out, and that I am being careful with not cutting the braid. And I'm just trying to be as proficient as possible. So now what I'm doing is fading the sideburn into the beard area. I know back in the day people used to do like the little blunt line or the beard or whatever, but now people are more into doing the faded area at the tip of the beard or whatever. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm using the same process that I used earlier to fade in the beard. Majority of the time I will like freehand this particular area because I don't want to drive the fade too low or whatever the case may be. So sometimes I'll just freehand as much as possible to ensure that I don't go too far down. But that's pretty much my process of doing this particular part, fading it into the beard. It's really not that difficult to do. It's just the same process that you did at the top of the head, the same process you do in the beard. Basically here I am prepping myself for my lineup. I'm using shaving cream and a steam hot towel or whatever to prep my area for my lineup. The reason why I do this is to make sure that the lineup area, or the areas that I am actually going to line up with the clippers, that it is clean. This particular process helps to exfoliate, clean the skin so that you can get that crisp look to your lineups or whatever the case may be. I'm also going to use a product that is a hold, that will also hold the hairs in place, and it will also further give that, you know, crisp look that you're looking for as far as your lineups or whatever. So this is something that I use on majority of my clients that desire this particular service. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good thing for you guys to have in your arsenal, you know what I'm saying, to give you that polished look at the end of the haircut, you know what I'm saying? So here I'm blowing the product to dry it. I am using cool air for this particular thing. I don't know if the cool or hot air makes any difference, but I use the cool air or whatever to get the job done. So now I'm using my trimmers and I'm just, you know, starting my lineup process. I normally start with my C cups because that is the most challenging part of the haircut for me. But you can start any way that you would like to, you know what I'm saying? So there's no right or wrong way to start, you know what I mean? So do what works best for you. But as for me, I'm just starting off at the C cups. So to allow the product to dry fully, I just go ahead and start on the beard. And these particular areas is very sensitive to clients, so you have to be very careful in these areas and have like a light touch. Especially with clients that have issues with, you know, bumps under their neck and all that kind of stuff. You have to be very careful in those areas to ensure that they are comfortable and that you don't cause razor burn or stuff like that. Make sure that another tip, make sure that your clippers are always, you know what I'm saying, at a moderate temperature. They're not overheating while you're doing this particular thing too, because that could cause skin irritation, and you don't want your clients to experience that or whatever. So just make sure that your clippers are clean and that they're, you know, not overheating, so that the client can be comfortable and that you don't end up burning the client. So I try to make sure that, you know, I'm giving a light touch but also giving a sharp look, you know what I'm saying? So here I'm just touching certain areas of the beard, getting those straight hairs that are, you know, in the way. So cutting those off, making sure that the mustache is lined up decently, you know what I'm saying, giving him the desired look that he's looking for, and making sure that I'm having that light touch. Alright, so for my lineup process, this is what I do. Okay, there's no right or wrong way to do this, but this is what works for me. Okay, so what I do is I start in the middle of the client's head and then I go off to the side. The reason why I do this is because this particular process works for me. I have to do one side first before I do the other side so that I can match the other side. If you get what I'm saying, to have that symmetrical look. Because the goal of a lineup is to make a person's hairline look symmetrical. I know a lot of clients don't have perfect lineups or perfect hairlines or whatever, and you have to, work your magic as a barber to make sure that their hairline is symmetrical. And some of their heads are shaped. They have different head shapes. Some people have protrusions and stuff like that. But you, as the barber, have to work your magic to do the best that you can do to make sure that their hairline is symmetrical. And you have to give the illusion that you're creating a straight line. Now, the important thing is that you need to remember is to be as symmetrical as possible. And what I mean by symmetrical is making sure that the lineup is straight and even on both sides, okay? So that is the most important part, if not one of the important parts of the haircut, okay? Most clients, when it comes to haircuts, the main thing that they're focused on is the lineup, okay? So some clients are uneducated, and you may be able to get away with, not doing a perfect fade or whatever the case may be. But if you can, execute a great lineup, you got it in the bag. So you need to make sure that if anything else, make sure that the lineup is straight. So now I'll go behind the lineup or the trimmers with my razor. Now I would suggest that you guys practice your razor work, because this can actually make or break your haircuts, you know what I mean? And I noticed that a lot of barbers don't use razors, but that's only because they're not educated on it. But what I would suggest is you guys try to practice using your razor, and including this in your haircuts or whatever, and your clients will greatly appreciate it. This actually makes it look sharper. The lineup may last a little bit longer than just using your trimmers, because you're cutting the hair at a different level than the clippers. So just keep that in mind if you want to take your haircuts to the next level. I appreciate y'all for checking out the video, you know what I'm saying? And if you learned something, let me know in the comment section. I would truly appreciate it. And if you guys want to learn or see anything, you know what I mean, let me know in the comment section, and I will for sure hit y'all back and let y'all know and respond in the video or whatever the case may be. I am starting a fundraiser for $18,500. I'm doing this fundraiser to open a barbershop and an after-school program for kids who are interested in barbering, to help my community, you know what I'm saying, to be an influence in the community as much as possible. I appreciate y'all. Whatever y'all give, it will be going straight into the shop. It does not go into my pocket. The information to give will be in the description. I am doing a GoFundMe, and I am also accepting any funds through Cash App. Any donations or anything like that besides money, I will leave the information for you guys to contact me if you guys would like to donate anything, and I will greatly appreciate it. But until the next time, y'all take it easy. I'm out.